We heard the product manager for Google TV say this morning in his keynote that they're not out to change the cable industry. Is that true?
Okay, so if Google's not out to change the television industry, they're either lying, which is an unfair thing to say, but they're either lying about that or they don't understand what they're up to. Neither one of those is particularly flattering, so I'll let them choose which one they want to apply to themselves, because they are in the position to dramatically alter the television industry, from the way ads are bought and sold and displayed, all the way down to how people find content. And in fact, it's finding content through Google TV that will change everything else. Because if I do a search for Burn Notice, and some Burn Notice episodes come up, whether it's on my DVR or in my listings or off the internet, and Google has the opportunity to place ads in front of me and that show, that's a complete game changer. And if they don't know that, they need to wake up and pay attention. And if they do know it and they just want to play it down for now, which is what I imagine they're doing, at some point, people are going to have to call that bluff.
What are your thoughts on the challenges that Hulu will face, their competition from Netflix?
So let's be very clear. Netflix is the single most successful paid subscription video streaming service. In fact, it's the only meaningful paid subscription video service. And it's a little unfair to compare it to Hulu because people were already subscribing to DVDs and now they also get this other thing. So it's not the same as Hulu where you have to ask for a brand new check. Please start paying me money for something that you used to think was free. So it's a very different comparison. Having said that though, Netflix proves if you want this to work, make it easy to find content that you know you're going to like, distribute that content on every possible device that you might have available to you, and don't promise things you can't deliver. So Netflix never tries to promise new TV shows or first-run movies. Hulu's in a situation now of having to say, we'd like you to pay for this content. By the way, the same content's free elsewhere. We're asking you to pay more than you pay Netflix in a month. Those are both really big challenges. And how you overcome those, well, you probably lower the price on Hulu Plus. And you probably also have to start making more promises about what devices we're going to deliver content to. I believe the people at Hulu know this. I believe their hands are tied by their content partners who also happen to own them. So as a result, they have to wait and see if the market can move inch by inch forward until the day where Hulu can actually offer the ideal customer product. Remember, there are a lot of people inside of Fox, inside of NBC, who would actually prefer that Hulu fail. And that's a pretty daunting task. And I think one of the reasons Hulu might choose to go public would be to have a buffer against the whim of their owners who keep pushing them maybe towards less than optimal customer products.
Do you think independents will change their ability in any way to acquire content?
Well, that's the challenge. Those negotiations are going to come up every 2 years. And if suddenly we're not owned by you as much so we can do what we darn well please, well then all of a sudden negotiations become tougher. The people at Hulu have shown that they're very open and honest with their customers. I assume they're open and honest with their partners as well. We'll just have to see whether open and honest is actually a good business strategy in the long run. The biggest surprise that could come out of left field in this business is the Xbox 360. Worldwide, it's in 42 million homes. In the US, it's close to 30 million homes. That's a large base. That's more than the people who have Comcast cable service today, which is the largest cable provider in the country. On those devices, they're delivering online experiences, they're delivering Netflix very successfully, and now, this week, they're about to add Kinect, the natural user interface, three-dimensional sensing gaming experience, which also happens to open all kinds of other doors for just $150. So it's cheaper than Google TV, it's only a few dollars more than Apple TV, and if you already own an Xbox, it completely changes the dynamics of your living room. If Microsoft chose to target this towards television, it could be the most important set-top box in the business. The Xbox combined with Kinect. I see no evidence that they were ready to do that. I see no evidence that they even think they could do that. But they could. And if they wanted to, they could become a dominant player in the television business overnight. I'll give you one little secret. The Xbox can be used as a cable set-top box and was just enabled by AT&T Uverse, which only has about 3 million customers. But 3 million is 3 million. If you're one of those 3 million and you have an Xbox 360, you can turn it on and use it as a set-top box. And suddenly the one box is delivering all of my television experience, it's delivering Netflix and all my games, and Microsoft owns the living room.
What's in your living room?
In my living room, I actually have 2 Xboxes, a Wii, 2 Apple TVs, a Logitech Review, which is a Google TV box, a number of tablets and mobile phones. So we have too many things in my living room. If I weren't in this business, the real question is, if I weren't in this business, what would I have in my living room? And right now it would be an Xbox. Right now the Xbox is the one that has the most power, not just for me as a power user, but for my children. They can use it. They watch Netflix on it all the time. My wife is looking so forward to being able to talk to her college son over the Kinect video conferencing system. There's so many benefits there. So the Apple TV, I probably would have bought as I did, but it would remain unused as it does.